What if I told you that the way you think about your abilities is actually sabotaging your performance? Today, we're diving into growth mindset, not the feel-good version you might have heard, but the real science behind how your brain learns and why most people get this completely wrong. I'm going to share some research that will completely change how you approach challenges. And by the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to dramatically improve your performance in any area of your life. Let's start with a study that shocked the psychology world. Researchers took over 100 children and divided them into two groups. Both groups solved the same problems and got similar scores. But here's where it gets interesting. They gave different types of praise. Group 1 heard, "You're so smart. You're really talented at this." Group 2 heard, "You worked really hard. I love how you kept trying even when it got difficult." Then they gave both groups harder problems. Can you guess what happened? The smart kids actually performed worse. They chose easier problems to protect their smart image. Meanwhile, the effort kids chose harder challenges and significantly improved their performance. But here's the most disturbing part. The kids who were called smart were more likely to lie about their scores afterward. Think about that. Telling someone they're talented can actually make them dishonest about their performance. Growth mindset isn't about positive thinking or believing you can do anything. It's about understanding that your brain physically changes when you learn. This is called neuroplasticity, and it happens throughout your entire life. But here's the key insight from the research. Growth mindset is really about how you respond to errors. When people with a fixed mindset make mistakes, brain scans show increased emotional activity. They're feeling bad about being wrong. But people with a growth mindset show increased cognitive activity. They're analyzing what went wrong and how to fix it. This is why effort praise works. When you focus on the process, the trying, the persistence, the analysis of mistakes, you're building the exact mental machinery that creates improvement. Now, here's where most people get stuck. Learning is supposed to feel hard. That stress, frustration, and confusion you feel when tackling something difficult, that's not a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're learning. Research by Dr. Ollie Crum at Stanford shows that how you think about stress completely changes its effects on your body. When people learn that stress can enhance performance, their physiology actually shifts. Their heart pumps more blood, their thinking stays clearer under pressure, and they recover faster. The key is reframing that elevated heart rate, that mental strain, those moments of, "I don't get this," as your brain literally rewiring itself to get better. When you feel challenged, that's your cue that growth is happening. Recent research by Dr. David Yeager shows something remarkable. When students learn both growth mindset and stress enhancement mindset together, the effects are synergistic. We're talking about 40% improvements in self-regard, 14% better course completion rates, and students voluntarily taking on harder challenges. And this wasn't from months of training, it was from a single 30-minute tutorial that taught these concepts. That's the power of understanding how your brain actually works. The tutorial essentially explained that when you struggle with something new, when you feel frustrated or stressed, that's not a sign you've hit your limit. It's a sign you're expanding your limit. Your brain is forming new connections, new synapses. The difficulty is the mechanism of growth. So how do you actually build these mindsets? Here are the key tools. First, change your praise language. Whether talking to yourself or others, focus on verbs, not labels. Instead of, "I'm smart," say, "I analyzed that problem carefully." Instead of, "You're talented," say, "You really persisted through that challenge." Second, analyze your errors cognitively. When something goes wrong, resist the urge to just feel bad about it. Ask, what specifically led to this mistake? What can I learn from it? Sometimes you need a day or two before you can do this objectively, and that's fine. Third, seek help in understanding your mistakes. High performers consistently do this. They actively seek input from others about what went wrong and what went right. This isn't about ego protection, it's about gathering better data for improvement. Fourth, reframe the struggle. When you feel that stress, frustration, or confusion while learning, remind yourself, this is my brain changing. This discomfort is growth happening in real time. And fifth, write it down. Research shows that writing a letter explaining growth mindset and stress enhancement mindset to someone else, even if you never send it, dramatically improves your own performance. Teaching these concepts reinforces them in your own mind. Remember, growth mindset isn't about feeling good while you learn, it's about getting comfortable with feeling challenged while you learn. Your brain is wired to grow throughout your entire life, but only if you give it the right conditions: challenge, effort, and the understanding that struggle isn't failure, it's the price of admission to getting better. The next time you're faced with something difficult and that voice in your head says, maybe I'm just not good at this, remember what the science tells us. That feeling of struggle is actually your brain building the circuits that will make you better. Lean into it. Start applying these tools today and watch how your relationship with challenge completely transforms. Your future self will thank you for it.